What do Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Jamie Dimon all have in common? Well, aside from being insanely rich and wealthy, each believes AI will lead to a work week consisting of just 3 days per week. Just 3 days. Imagine working just 3 days per week and earning enough to support yourself and your family. I know what some of you guys are going to say. I hear it all the time. That first of all, this is impossible. It's a fantasy utopia land that it's just never going to materialize. Or the one I hear a lot too is it would require universal basic income or UBI. But today, I'm going to show you data proving that some industries could implement a 3 day work week right now, today. And I'll explain why the 3 day work week is likely inevitable here in this country. And more importantly, what stocks you can buy that can potentially benefit from a world where the work week just continues to get shorter. So last week, billionaire Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates said with AI and automated machines, workers could work just 3 days per week. He later added something like the purpose of life is not just to do jobs. Now, that's obviously very easy for a billionaire to say. And also, in my opinion, just my opinion, Bill Gates lost some credibility during the pandemic with his unsolicited medical advice. However, this man does know software, and his claims are backed up by another successful tech entrepreneur, Elon Musk. In fact, Elon took things a step further. Earlier this month, Elon said something like, in the future, you won't even need to work and you'll just have a job for personal satisfaction. Let's add JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon to the mix as well. Earlier this year, he said our children will have a 3.5 day work week, and we're going to rid the world of things like cancer due to AI. Is this just an example of these billionaire businessmen just simply losing touch with reality? A 3 day work week simply sounds too good to be true. Or is it possible AI ushers in a brand new era where humans work less than the previous generations? Well, first thing is first, there's data showing that reducing the work week is already possible in some industries. A study earlier this year found that AI in the hands of computer programmers made them code 126% more projects in a single week. And I can attest to this. Look, I stopped trying to learn new techniques about a year ago when it came to coding. It's far more efficient using AI to code instead of spending like hours trying to learn this stuff on your own. The same study found that business professionals could write about 60% more documents per hour using AI. A broader study led by a professor at Harvard Business School found that AI increased workers' performance by as much as 40%. So, what do all these figures mean? Well, it means that AI could already reduce the work week to 3 or 4 days for many industries. But I just want to be really clear. I don't expect workers to clock in just 3 days per week anytime soon. In the short term, companies are going to get more out of their workers by giving them AI tools to kind of like supplement their skills. They'll also be able to lay off a portion of their staff, given the remaining employees are going to be far more productive. We saw this earlier this year with tech companies like Meta and Google. They were laying off a significant portion of their staff. It's just a reality that AI allows companies to do more with less. And kind of a side note to that, productivity gains at companies across America is what will ultimately kill inflation faster than anyone in Washington, D.C. But longer term, the 3 day work week is likely inevitable. That's because we're up against undeniable workforce trends going forward. Our workforce is aging. About a quarter of the American workforce is 55 years old or older. What's also undeniable is who is going to replace these workers. It's going to be generations that value a work life balance more than the previous generation did. A recent survey of Gen Z adults overwhelmingly said that a 6 hour work week was far more reasonable than an 8 hour one. Millennials, who make up about 35% of today's workforce, overwhelmingly believe they can accomplish everything they do in their job in 4 days rather than five. The baby boomers' undeniable devotion to working hard rubbed off on their children and grandchildren, but not in the same way. Many of us saw our parents sacrifice time with the family and other personal pursuits in favor of working an extra shift. It's unlikely that the next generation of workers has the same devotion to working long hours. So, who benefits when we're working just like 3 days per week? What stocks do you invest in? Well, the first part is fairly easy. AI supplementing worker skills requires a tremendous amount of computing power, computer chips, data centers, and energy. Subscribers to the Near Future Report and the Exponential Tech Investor services that I have, they get a steady diet of these recommendations every month. On the flip side, though, leisure stocks absolutely benefit with shorter work week. Hotels, cruises, entertainment, fashion, these are going to outperform in an era where workers are clocking in less hours. And maybe some of society's biggest challenges are met too. Stress, depression, anxiety, cancer, lack of exercise, low birth rates, these all have a better chance of getting solved actually if people work less. I know that AI has people worried about jobs and UBI, universal basic income, but every generation wants to leave the world in a better place for the next generation. And with AI, it sure seems like a future where we work less and spend more time doing things we truly enjoy is more in reach today than previous generations. And with that, we should not only be thankful, but really excited about the future that's coming. That was the Bleeding Edge for today. My name is Colin Tedards, and I'll see you again soon.